What is going on, Fins fans or NFL fans out there? It's Big Boy Sports News back with another video for you guys. And I know everyone's at home right now, bored, and I haven't been putting out much content. So I decided I'm going to do a full first round mock draft. If you guys want more mock drafts, first round with trades, 7-round mock draft, or 7-round Dolphins mock draft, or any team that you guys want. But we're going to be going through today, explaining picks. This might be different than what you guys normally see through some mock drafts. But we're definitely excited that it's draft month, especially as a Dolphins fan. We have 3 first-round picks. That's completely crazy. So let's get into it. Everybody knows, first off, that Joe Burrow is going to be the first pick in the draft. It's kind of set in stone now. Unless someone like the Dolphins decides to trade up with them and get Joe Burrow, this kind of seems locked in, that he's going to be the franchise guy. He's kind of already making decisions. They're going to keep A.J. Green, and he wanted to keep A.J. Green as the reports came out. This is definitely a guy that they're going to have to build around. He had a stacked team at LSU. They're definitely going to have to build around him to make him any near as good. I don't think he can be any better than he was this past year in college. So this is pretty much locked in. On to the next pick. Chase Young out of Ohio State goes number 2 overall to Ohio State, or to the Washington Redskins. This is a generational talent. The Redskins would be idiots to let this guy go to a different team. They can definitely pair him up with Josh Sweat and, wreak havoc on that defensive line. He's going to get you sack numbers. He's going to be able to get back to that quarterback. He's going to be able to stop the run game. This is just the guy that you have to pick up. If you're in the position to get this guy, I know there was smoke screens about them wanting to bring in Tua and have him compete against Dwayne Haskins, but that's just ridiculous. That's just them trying to get teams to move up and try to get more picks from a team, which I don't think anyone's going to be scared of them picking. Now we're going to move on to the picks that it's going to be different, kind of. But for this one, we're going to kind of stick to it. It's going to be Jeffrey Okudah of Ohio State, back-to-back Ohio State players going in the draft. This one, you lost Darius Slay. You're definitely going to have to replace him and bring in a guy like Okudah that's going to take the ball away. That was pretty much perfect in college in coverage and not really any penalties against him. He's definitely a guy you want to bring in to kind of build that defense up, because Matt Patricia is a defensive coach. He's definitely going to get the best out of him with the Lions pick. So next, Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is also a generational talent. He might be my favorite player in the draft. Sadly, he's going to fall to the New York Giants, who really need some defensive help. Just thinking maybe an offensive tackle here, but I don't think Dave Gettleman's on a hot seat, and I think bringing a guy like Isaiah Simmons is really going to help out that team. Just because it's gonna put butts in seats. It's gonna fill up the stadium to have a guy like Isaiah Simmons on that defense and get a hype train going for them. With Daniel Jones coming into his second year, they just need some more pieces for that defense and that offense, and they're gonna be semi-respectable. They're gonna be maybe could be a wild card team. They're a little far away from that, but they're definitely a team that is trying to build for the future with Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Yes, I'm gonna go with what basically I'm thinking and what everyone else is thinking. Tua is going at 5 to the Miami Dolphins if he's there. I'm sorry to the Tua haters. Isaiah Simmons isn't there anymore. Might as well get the quarterback for the future. Like, just might as well get him. Seems like the perfect fit. He's been talking about the past 2 years basically going to Miami. The whole tank for Tua. But wasn't really tanking. But definitely the motto does tank for Tua. And I think the Dolphins are going to roll with this. They have Ryan Fitzpatrick to start over him. He can learn the system for a year. And then come in and maybe even late in the year come in if he's ready. And you won't have to worry about getting him hurt in his first year. You know, you can still build the team throughout that year and get the team ready to compete with him the next year. So I'm definitely going to have Tua Tagovailoa going 5th overall to the Miami Dolphins. Now this one might be surprising for you guys. They're like, what about Justin Herbert? Why not go with Justin Herbert here to the Chargers? I tell you why. They have Tyrod Taylor. And obviously, he's a proven starter in this league. He can definitely get you to the playoffs. They might be in win now mode. And you also have Cam Newton still out there. I think if you bring in the best offensive tackle in the draft, he is definitely going to be a key player on the offensive line to be able to protect your future quarterback. I can see them kind of having a high pick next year, and they can pick one of the top 3 or top 2 quarterbacks coming out of the draft. Kind of just wait for next year, while still adding this year the top offensive lineman in the draft, as I would say. So I'm going Tristan Wirfs here to the Chargers. And the next one, you kind of have the same team. It's kind of going the same direction. They're going to go Derek Brown, get themselves a interior defensive lineman that definitely is going to get back a little bit to the quarterback, but it's definitely a run stopper. They're kind of going the Dolphins route. There's kind of a thing out there that says they're tanking for Trevor Lawrence, which again, there you go. They're going to wait for a quarterback for next year instead of making a move for Justin Herbert or Jordan Love, since it's definitely too high here. So definitely Derek Brown. Earlier I was thinking that the Cardinals were going to go with a wide receiver here, as in CeeDee Lamb. But now that they kind of have their wide receivers solved with DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, their 2 main targets, you don't need to go and get a wide receiver here. You much rather want to protect your franchise guy in Kyler Murray. With Andrew Thomas, he could be the best offensive tackle in this draft. Right behind Tristan Wirfs. This is a guy that's going to be around for years to come for the Cardinals to protect Kyler Murray. Because he is your franchise guy, and you want to keep protecting him. And he's definitely going in the run game. He just needs to improve when he's against the bigger teams, which this is the NFL now. This is the biggest test for him, that he doesn't disappear and is letting blocks go. Got to protect Kyler Murray. The Jaguars seem to be going down very fast. Like they're almost seeming like the Dolphins this year. A couple teams are, but they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye. They definitely want to grab a cornerback here. This may be a little high for CJ Henderson, but you need a corner. Might as well go get the second best corner here in CJ Henderson. He's definitely going to start building that defensive backfield for the future. That's what the Jaguars are really looking forward to. If they want to keep rolling with Gardner Minshew for years to come, and that's their choice. If they're not as good next year, maybe you can grab a quarterback in next year's draft. But I don't see them like grabbing Herbert here. This could be a possibility. So moving on to pick 10, Mekhi Becton. He is a big man. he is huge offensive tackle. For Louisville, he's going to go to the 10th overall pick for the Cleveland Browns. I think this is a good pick. He's going to be able to help out the offensive line to protect Baker Mayfield. That was a huge problem with the offensive tackles for the Cleveland Browns. They could not protect Baker Mayfield for his life. And one of the things that Baker Mayfield had in college was that Oklahoma offensive line that was perfect at times, a lot of the time. And you're going to get a guy that needs some more tuning up, but he's definitely a franchise tackle that you're going to be able to protect the left side of the line. You could also play right tackle, Mekhi Becton, and he's definitely going to be able to be a guy that you're able to move around and be that franchise tackle. So, on to the next. New York Jets select Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle out of Alabama. This would be a pick where if I had trades, I'd have someone move up, like the Dolphins, to go get offensive tackle because they're kind of worried that kind of out of tackles almost. That you need to move up. But since you can't, I don't think Gase is going to go with the wide receiver here. I think he wants to protect Sam Darnold. Getting Jedrick Wills, it's a perfect option. Which I hate that he has to go to the Jets. What a waste of talent. But I have him going Jedrick Wills. He's a perfect offensive lineman that's going to help you for years to come. Yeah, pretty much. Moving on to the 12th pick. The Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. Can't believe we're already there. They go Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver out of Alabama. 2 Alabama players back to back. This guy's going to be a playmaker for Derek Carr. Marcus Mariota, if he may win the job. You could put it up in the air who's going to be the best wide receiver in this draft. It might be CeeDee Lamb over Jerry Jeudy, but I just see it could be either or, here. But I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. He's going to be an explosive playmaker. He's going to make big plays for the Raiders and fix up the offense some more. They haven't had the best wide receiver production. Obviously, they have Hunter Renfrow coming into his second year as a slot. They could really build up that wide receiver core and really do something with it that they can get that passing game tight and start making big plays, which is going to look nice in Las Vegas. Now, with the San Francisco 49ers trading up, but this was before the draft, so it's not really a trade scenario. 49ers now have the 13th pick because they traded with the Colts, and they get CeeDee Lamb. What a huge pickup for the 49ers. Already have gone to the Super Bowl. They're a Super Bowl team. Contending team next year. Could go back to the Super Bowl. And they pick up an explosive offensive weapon. That's pretty scary. That's a scary thought that they also have CeeDee Lamb now. He's definitely be a good... If they trust Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball, then this is a guy you can throw to down the field, middle of the field. He's going to be everywhere for them. They may have been kind of scared that the Raiders were going to grab him there, but he falls to them, falls in their lap, and he's there for the taking. Well, Tampa Bay doesn't need a quarterback anymore, that's for sure. So they're going to get a guy that's going to be able to block for Tom Brady, and that's Josh Jones out of Houston. He can also play both sides of the line. I think he won 50% at the line in the Senior Bowl. He's a raw talent, and he also needs some tuning. Just has to learn the position more at the pro level. Every offensive lineman does. But this is a guy that's going to be able to protect Tom Brady. And I think having to protect Tom Brady is going to make him kind of want to more. You're protecting for Tom Brady. What a huge honor that must be for him. And you want to keep him clean. You want to keep the old man clean. So I definitely have him going Josh Jones. Not the best tackle in the draft, but definitely a guy that you want to go with if he's there, because you want to grab that, like, the kind of last tackle there that's really good. So the Broncos, they're kind of set at quarterback with Drew Lock. Might as well get him a weapon. Not too many weapons on that Broncos offense. But grabbing Henry Ruggs out of Alabama. Alabama just always produces wide receivers. You have 2 good wide receivers on the Broncos now. Definitely going into next season with some hype around it, that you're going to have Drew Lock all the weapons he needs to throw to. And we all know John Elway loves the money coming in. So it's definitely a sexy pick for them to get Henry Ruggs here. Now the Falcons are going to go Javon Kinlaw, defensive lineman from South Carolina. This guy has the most potential to be Aaron Donald. I said it. He's going to be very good at getting back to the quarterback, also stopping the run. This is an all-around guy that's going to help out that Falcons defensive line. Their defensive line has been getting older. They're trying to go younger. At the same time, trying to compete to get Matt Ryan and Julio Jones over the last couple years to make a Super Bowl run out of it. So I have him going Javon Kinlaw here. Everyone's talking about how Jamal Adams could be going to the Jets in a trade, which could obviously happen and kind of set the whole draft on fire. That could obviously happen. But for right now, we're going to go Christian Fulton, defensive back of LSU, who you can fit in there after Byron Jones leaves for my Miami Dolphins, and kind of start building that defensive backfield back up, because, you know, they have lost a lot of their defense, and I think starting out with Christian Fulton would be a great piece. Really showed out in the national championship for them and all throughout the season for LSU. So, the second pick for the Dolphins in the first round at number 18, Dolphins select Xavier McKinney, safety out of Alabama. I think this is kind of a replacement for Minkah Fitzpatrick after he left. It is the Minkah Fitzpatrick pick that we got. So I definitely think putting him there at safety, at like free safety, or I think strong safety is going to be Eric Rose. And I think putting him at free safety would be a great spot for him. While Bobby McCain could go back to slot. This is definitely a good piece for them to get. They definitely need some defensive help in the backfield. Now you got Byron Jones, you got Xavier Howard, you got Eric Rowe, you got Xavier McKinney coming in. That'd be a great backfield. You're almost set there. You're almost set on your whole entire defense. There wasn't really any offensive tackles to go here. Not good enough to select here. You could kind of go with that for your later picks, your second rounds, or your third, like Ezra Cleveland. So you just move along here. You get another defensive piece to the defensive backfield, and I think that'll work out perfectly. So the Raiders are going to add a defensive piece with the 19th overall pick with Jeff Gladney, cornerback. Obviously not the best corner on the board, but they need some help in that backfield. This is a guy that's not the top corner, but he's definitely going to help in the passing game. He can be shut down at times. He's kind of on and off. You know, you don't really know exactly what you're going to get out of him, but you could see Grant Delpit going here, but I'd say they're going to go with the corner and Jeff Gladney. Now the Jaguars are going to, oh my God, they've just set up their backfield kind of. Grant Delpit coming in at safety, that's going to help so much with their backfield. Grant Delpit could have gone to the Dolphins. It could have been a switch between Xavier McKinney and Grant Delpit between teams. Grant Talbot falls here in my mock draft to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He wore number 7. He's a good captain. Also, Leonard Fournette on that team also wore number 7. There's kind of that connection there. So this would be a perfect pickup for the Jaguars to help their defense back up. They really need to build that defense back up. So yeah. Justin Jefferson falls here to the 21st pick for the Eagles. The Eagles desperately need wide receiver help, and I think this guy can definitely be there. This would be a situation where I see someone else picking here because the Eagles might try to trade up early in the draft to pick up a guy like Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb. But obviously, we're not doing trades yet. If you want those trade videos, trade first round, just like this video and comment about it, and I will definitely start working on it. And also, if you don't like the picks that I'm doing here, there's gonna be many more to come. I might have like 2 more mock drafts come out before the draft actually happens. But this is just me going out of the way to kind of spice things up for this draft, especially with these picks here. Justin Jefferson falls to the Eagles. This guy's gonna be a good piece. That can go down the field. Carson Wentz can throw it up too. He helped Joe Burrow late in the season in the playoffs and the national championship. Make big plays. So I see him falling to the Eagles. For the Vikings, they add edge rusher. They don't completely need edge rusher, but it'd be a really good pickup for Kevion Chasen. That's 3 players straight coming out of LSU in the draft. To the Vikings, they got Kevion Chasen. Don't completely know if I'm saying his name right. K'Lavon. I think that's how you say it. K'Lavon Chasen. He's definitely going to help you get into the backfield, back at the quarterback, and take the quarterback down, which you can go at Aaron Rodgers. The Bears defense or offensive line isn't that good. Lions offensive line not really that good. He could have a really good career in Minnesota. So definitely watch out for that there. But before we go on to the next pick, you guys may be asking, where's Justin Herbert? He hasn't shown up yet. I have Justin Herbert going to the New England Patriots with the 23rd overall pick. That's right. We're in trouble. Justin Herbert has fallen to the New England Patriots. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was kind of searching. I was like, where do I have Justin Herbert going in this draft? Because after the top 10, those teams don't really need a quarterback there. So Justin Herbert falls right into Bill Belichick's lap. And we're all sitting there saying, oh no, we are in trouble. We actually are in trouble. Because Justin Herbert can get tuned up in New England, be the next Tom Brady for all we know. This is a scary pick, but they need a quarterback. Of course, if you have Justin Herbert and Jordan Love at the same time, I think Bill Belichick would rather go with Justin Herbert just because he is almost like the perfect prospect for a quarterback. But obviously the play isn't all there, and we all know Bill Belichick can do some things with quarterbacks that no one else can. For the next pick for the Saints, they need some defensive help in the NFC. They're going to go with Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma. This is a guy that's been mocked to the Saints in basically every single mock draft. He could be some great help. They have Kiko. They re-signed Kiko Alonso. They don't have the best linebackers, but putting Kenneth Murray in there is definitely going to help them out. In coverage, you can also stop the run. He'll definitely lay a hit on someone. So, coming back to the Vikings, 2 picks after, they're going to go with a wide receiver that some people may think is not going to go in the first round. Denzel Mims, wide receiver out of Baylor. I bet no one saw this coming. No one really thought this guy. No way this guy goes into the first round. But you could be surprised. But the Vikings are going to need wide receiver that badly, especially with the other picks after, other teams that need wide receiver, might as well jump ahead and grab this guy while you can. He's going to be a good piece for Kirk Cousins to throw to. Pass down the field, short routes. He's a good receiver for them. With the 26th pick, the third first-round pick for the Miami Dolphins, they're going to pick Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan, center. This is a guy, you already have Ted Karras on a 1-year deal. I don't think he's going to end up playing center. I think Cesar Ruiz is going to come in day one and be the starter at center, and then kick Ted Karras out at right guard. But you don't know where Dieter is going to end up. Dieter could end up being a backup. But this is a guy, there's not really a good offensive tackle left here for you to pick in the first round. You can definitely, like I said, Ezra Cleveland. In the second round, you can go with definitely more pieces here. For the next pick, Seahawks pick Zach Bond, edge rusher. They don't know what they're going to get anymore. They're probably not going to end up with Jadeveon Clowney. We don't know where Jadeveon Clowney is going to end up. He could go back to Seattle. But until then, they don't really have a good edge rusher. Zach Bond out of Wisconsin. He's definitely going to give you that. He's not going to give you the exact same production, obviously, out of Jadeveon Clowney. But he's going to be a good defensive player for them that they can build to that defense that they're trying to build back up. So that's kind of their brand. Playing really good defensive football. And a guy out of Wisconsin, they produce some good defensive players. So I can completely see the Seattle Seahawks passing on someone like AJ Epinesa or Yetur Gross-Matos. That will come later. But to the next pick, the Ravens are picking up Patrick Queen, linebacker out of LSU. LSU is just boosting. They're just producing players into this draft in the first round. I think this is probably 4 or 5 first-round players out of LSU. That's crazy. The Ravens desperately need some linebackers. And picking up Patrick Queen, being a part of that nasty defense for LSU, it's definitely going to help out there. He's good in pass coverage. He's going to come and make a hit on somebody, especially in the AFC North. You're going to have Joe Burrow coming in, so having that rival in the division now, he's going to be able to come after Joe Burrow. So that's going to be really cool to see if this does happen. Now, Yetur Gross-Matos finally gets picked here. The Titans were interested in Jadeveon Clowney, as I saw, and they need some edge rusher after losing Cameron Wake. He's not going to be there anymore. Definitely a guy you can slip in there and be a starter for the Titans. He's going to get back to the quarterback. Not the best run stopper, but it's definitely going to get to the quarterback. He has something to play for, and he's definitely a guy you want to have on your team. Now, we're going to go with Laviska Shenault here, falling to the Packers at the 30th pick, which is kind of crazy that he's fallen this far. Like, I remember earlier on, he was being talked about in the top 15. They could end up staying in Colorado and going to the Broncos. But with his injury concerns, he has fallen. And with the Packers, you get a good wide receiver that the Packers desperately need. They need players around Aaron Rodgers to pass to really bad. So that's my pick, Laviska Shenault at number 30. The 31st pick, these are guys, the next 2 picks are guys you didn't really expect in the first round. But A.J. Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson for the 49ers. The 49ers grab more defensive help here to keep trying to shut down teams in the pass game. They're really trying to build that championship winning defense that's not gonna slow down at the end of the game and they're not going to give away games. AJ Terrell was part of a nasty defense at Clemson. That he's definitely going to help out your backfield for this team. Definitely needed this. So they're going to go with AJ Terrell, the 31st pick. Now with Kansas City, I don't know if they're going to even pick in this draft. I don't know where they could pick it in this draft with the fact that they have no money. But since they're on the board here, I'm going to go with Noah Igbinoghene. I may have just butchered his name. Igbinoghene. He has such a hard name to say. I think he was converted receiver to a corner at Auburn. He put up numbers. The Chiefs here, they're desperately need a corner, and they don't want any more corners to be taken before them. They're not going to really have an opportunity again. So they're just going to go with the best corner available, and that's Noah. So that is my first round mock draft. If you guys did enjoy, I put so much work into this. I probably spent like 2.5 hours preparing this mock draft for y'all. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want more mock drafts, if you want mock drafts with trades, this draft will be totally different every single time. It's not going to be the same thing. Of course, picks are going to be the same sometimes. But if you want mock drafts weekly on Sundays before the draft, I will do that. And definitely before on draft day, I'm going to make another mock draft. That is my final mock draft before it happens, and we'll see what goes down. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this first mock draft, again, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time in another Dolphins video. Peace out, y'all.